Hey guys, just a quick note on this video. There was a bit of an audio issue, and so I had to record the voiceover completely separate from everything else, which is different than the way that I usually do it. So I lost a lot of the background sound. So I redubbed everything, but none of the background sound is there. So if you see me messing around with stuff, but you don't actually hear the Lego sounds, that's why. All the background noise was lost. Sorry about that, guys, but here's the episode. Enjoy. Howdy, folks, and welcome back to Moc-Up. On today's episode, we're going to be looking at another building technique. Specifically, we're going to be looking at adding second floors to your structures. Now, there are many ways to build a second floor. However, most of them require either A, that no back be put on the building so that you can see inside and reach in, B, that the building is essentially constructed in two halves with a hinge so that you can open it up. Or C, you completely build a building, but every time you put on a new floor, you can't get down to the level below. We are going to be looking at a different technique that LEGO has gone a long way to popularizing in the last few years. We're going to be looking at the technique used in the modular building style. And to do that, we're going to be looking at another one of my mocks. This one here is my police station with prison. So let's get down to the tour of the building, and as we go, I will give you the lesson. So this is the main entrance here that we can see. We've got the stairs leading down. We've got the flower beds that kind of go along the entrance there, along the wall. We've got the detective coming out, and he's saying hi to a cop. And that's really the main entrance there. So here we have a little guardhouse, and the guy sitting there is letting everybody know that you can't come in right now. And if you're wondering why, that is because behind them, they are in the middle of a prisoner transfer. You can see the police truck there and the prisoner being taken across the way. So up top here, we have the policeman standing guard while the transfer is taking place. This is the bridge between the main police station and the prison itself. And, whoa, who's this that we have on top of the prison here? Why, it's Commissioner Gordon and Barbara Gordon with the bat signal. So around the back here, you can see that we have a garage. Let me just try and get this open here. Come on. There we go. And on the inside, you can see we have a car. And we will be getting to that here in just a little bit. And now for the first part of the lesson for today. This is what you shouldn't do. As you can see here, this roof piece, I haven't had the time to sit down and put all the tile down to do the modular roof system as it's supposed to be done. So these are actually put down onto the brick right below it. So if you're doing a modular, don't do it this way. This is bad. So give me a minute here. I got to pry these up and then we'll get on down to the next floor. And so here is the top floor. We'll be starting from this side over here, like you've been coming up from the stairs. And right here we have the secretary police lady at her little desk there. Not a whole lot to see right there. And let me... One second, guys. She's not exactly sitting on there right. Sorry about that. There we go. And fix that. There we go. And this here is a cop who's a little nervous, as you could tell, because he's just been asked to come see the commissioner. Is that a good thing or a bad thing? Apparently, he thinks that's a very bad thing. Over here, we have the commissioner himself. And let me just see if I can focus this up real quick. There we go. Yeah, so this is the commissioner. He's got the old style uniform. I actually built him in Legoland, Germany. I really like him, actually. And then, I gotta get him back there real quick. Alright, and this here is his second in command, and she's a little more into, uniforms that are up to date, apparently. This is a newer uniform. I want to say from Swamp Police, but I'm not 100% sure. You can see her in her dress uniform. And yeah, she has the office right next door to his. So let's put her back there. There we go. And on to the next floor. And welcome to what is both the second floor and the main floor. If you're wondering why it's that way, let me pan down here a second. I'll show you. The stairs at the front of the building lead right up to the main entrance here, but there is another floor down there right under here. Let me move this out of the way so I can show you. And put that back like that, and come on. Yeah, these things never cooperate, and that's not put back right. Let me fix that real quick. Oh, jeez, there we go. Alright, sorry about that. So, up here, this is kind of the main reception desk area. We have both a man and a woman manning the desk there, both a policeman and policewoman. And yeah, this is where you come in if you have an appointment to see the police, or if you have an issue that maybe doesn't require calling 911, but you do need to talk to the police. This is where you could go. Over here we have the watch commander's desk. The watch commander is the guy who's technically in charge of... Whoa, let me try and focus that real quick. Sorry about that. The watch commander is the guy who, is kind of sort of in control of all of the people currently on duty, currently on patrol and whatnot. So, yeah, and he has his little office over here. Put him back down there. There, come on. There we go. And now to pan up here real quick, and we'll be taking a look at the detectives area. So we've got two detectives over here who are discussing a case right now. We have a man and a woman. Get them real quick for you guys to see. Now, the woman is kind of sort of based off of the girl from Castle, Beckett, Kate Beckett. And come on, there we go. Sorry, struggling with the focus today for some reason. But yeah, she's based off of Kate Beckett from the Castle series, and the man is based off of one of her partners. So let me put them back down there. Whoop, gotta fix the focus. Man, I'm just struggling with this focus today. I'm sorry about that, guys. Let me get her back in there. There we go. All right. And on to the next group. So this other group seems to be in the middle of an interrogation of this guy right here. This is just one of the collectible minifigure guys, but I thought he looked a little bit like a criminal, so I thought, well, we'll have him bring him in. See if he's done anything. See if he's connected to this crime these guys are looking at. So put him back down. And this guy here is a kind of sort of a film noir guy. I really like film noir, so I like using a lot of film noir guys. But this one that I've just pulled up from the front step, he's a little more hard-boiled, and this other guy's a little more rule follower, likes to do what the rules say, but still cynical and hard-boiled. The other guy's a bit of a loose cannon. We'll pull this guy up. This guy here is just his partner. If I can get him to come out. Come on. There we go. And here he is, and he's just his partner. Got a cool hat and stuff. That thing he has there to be his pencil, that's actually a very interesting story to that. I took a pair of scissors and cut off the wrench piece of one of the wrenches that is a wrench and screwdriver, and it just kind of makes it look like he's got a bit of a pencil there. And so we'll focus that up so you can see it looks like he's kind of writing. You can kind of tell from this angle. That whiteboard back there, that big giant white thing, is supposed to be like the murder board from all those mystery shows and stuff. Who done it? What clues do we have? What's the timeline for the crime? That sort of a deal. So yeah, and now we'll move on down to the floor below. Alright guys, here's the bottom floor. And this is also where we're going to have a little bit of our lesson. I kind of teased this area over here earlier. This is where they bring in the cars for repairs. This guy there does all the repairs, yeah. See if we can get him. There we go. He does all the repairs. He does things like oil changes, or if a car breaks down, he does what he can there. Just about anything except a major overhaul can get done here. From there, we move through here into the main building, and in here we have just a locker room type deal, so you can come in your street clothes and change into your uniform. In fact, I think we've got somebody in there right now. You can see him putting up his street clothes there. Let me get the focus adjusted. There we go. And yeah, so he's got his street clothes that he's putting into a locker right now. He's got his uniform on, putting those up. And then over here, this is kind of an area where the police come in and somebody tells them, this is what you need to keep on the lookout for, be it an escaped convict, or maybe we've got a ton of crimes going on, like a rash of burglaries or something. And so just, telling everybody what they need to be aware of for that particular day before they go out on patrol. You'll notice that some of the colors don't match up with the main coloration around here. Like, they don't match up with this gray or that brown or anything. And that's okay, because these are all interior, so you're not seeing from the outside, and the only time you're ever going to see them is if you pull it out and to play with or to show off details. So it's not as big problem that these don't match up. If you'll remember from the floor before, on one side there was red, but it butts up against the side over here, which is where another building is supposed to go, so no one will ever be able to see that. So it's okay to have things like that occur because they're not going to be seen. Alright, so we've come back up to the main floor here for a particular reason. And that's because this floor really shows you the proper way to do the modular floor style. You'll notice that the exterior area is not entirely tiled, and there's a reason for that. You do need plate in some areas to hold it down. Now, the other reason we came back up to this floor is because of the walls. When you know that you're going to build a second floor, one thing to think about is the structural support from the floor below. Now, there are two ways that you could do this. You can just put random pillars and walls all over the place to hold everything up, but that kind of destroys the aesthetic of the interior. And remember, this is a modular, so you can pull it apart to take a look in. So what I suggest you do is to strategically plan the way that you do your floors. If you look, this wall here around the reception area doesn't just put the reception people behind a special desk that says police on it and look kind of cool. It adds a little bit of structural support more out towards the middle. Now let's take a look at the stairs over there. You can tell I've got a wall there. It's not just to separate the stairs. No, I put it there because it added a little more support in an area where there wouldn't be much support. Now, if we look over at the watch officer's desk, you could see that his office has walls, again, that go up to the same height and have the tile on them, and that provides support right there. Now, I did not wall off where the detectives are for two reasons. A, I had a ton of the tan that I was using for the interior walls earmarked for other stuff, and so I couldn't use it. But also, I didn't want that section of the second floor to continue out that way. I wanted the second floor to end right about where the back wall of the reception area is. So I added just a roof above them like that. Now, one thing I would like to make known about modulars is modulars can have their roofs hang off the front and the back without much consequence, other than it possibly looking tacky if it's not done in a way that makes it look like it was meant to be done that way. Certain roofs do have overhangs on them, but not all roofs have overhangs. So you can do that with the front and the back of the building, but you cannot overhang over the sides. And for one really obvious reason. Modulars are supposed to have other buildings butted up against them. So always keep that in mind when you're designing your modular buildings. Alright, so here we are back at the jail. Let's crack it open and see what we have down below. If we can just get this off real quick. There we go. And now down below we have a... you can see I had a bit of issue here down below. And that's because I had too many studs showing. So these pieces kept popping off as I opened them up. There we go. Gotta put this back on. Okay, so jail has put that guy back up there. Alright, there we go. Alright, so the jail, as you can see, is pretty simple. We have the main holding facility here, and we have one guard with a riot gun here. I can adjust the focus for you. There we go. So that's the guard with the riot gun. And we only need one guard because you have to go through 4 doors to get in or out. You have the exterior door up there and the interior door. And then once you get through those, you have to open up one door here. And that takes you into a holding area, which then that door closes, and only then will the other door open to let you into the main holding cell. So that's the jail. Alright folks, that's all the time we have for today. I hope you can use this technique when you're building your own modulars and such, and that this helps you when you're building other things. So if you're ready for some more tips, tricks, and techniques, go ahead and subscribe so you can know when I put up the next episode of Mock-Up, which will be another tips, tricks, and techniques video. They always are. On Saturday, we'll be looking at snapshot storytelling. Storytelling in vignettes, and I'll go over all of that on Saturday. In the meantime, guys, you guys have a good one, and keep building.